Hi, I am the Broad of Broad Coven, and I wanted to create a new introduction video. I've tried to do this a few times now because I'm just not quite sure how to define what my vision is for the channel. But I did want to reintroduce myself because a lot has changed, and you'll see that I'm laying down. I was just trying to get a different view. I was trying to get a different view so I could consider, like, how do I introduce people to me now? Because my old introduction, though it's a reflection of me, it's not really who I'm coming to be. And so I felt like there was a need for an update. So that's what this is all about. First of all, I just want to say that the intention behind the name Broad Coven is broad, as in broad perspective, broad view, broad range of experiences, okay? So broaden your mind when you're here. And Coven is all about just people coming together with a common cause. So my desire is that Broad Coven is a place where everybody is free to come together and learn from each other and also unlearn some things along the way as we gain different perspectives and new understanding takes root. I also hope to create a supportive space that's all-inclusive, where everybody's welcome, no matter their walk of life, no matter what their spiritual beliefs are, no matter what the color of their skin is. It's just something I have such a hard time relating to, the way that we've allowed where we come from in the world, our roots, our ancestral lineages, to be a source of division between us. And I mean, I understand it's something that's been programmed and very much indoctrinated into through our educational system, that's really, unfortunately, done a great disservice to all of us by programming us to look at things in terms of absolutes and to look at things from a divisory mindset. But we know that that's propaganda, and it's because it's to keep us, in this disempowered state. The reality is, if we all recognize that we're in this together ultimately, no matter what we're facing in life, that's the point when everything changes. We no longer have these societal inequities. And it's not just race that tends to be a dividing line. And I mean, even that discussion, if you really look at it, there had to be the first two people on the face of the earth somewhere along the line, and we all come from them. So, I mean, why do we get stuck on this point? It's hard. And I know that there's been a lot of oppression in the world, but everybody's oppressed in some way in this reality. Everybody is. A lot of oppression happens economically. We all have our set points of our dividing lines in our consciousness, and things that weaken us because we don't understand our true empowerment, which really comes from us recognizing that together, when we stand together, that's when we can really revolutionize life here on planet Earth, and we can change the tide. This can become a place where everybody eats, everybody's supported, everybody's free to be who they are. Anything's possible, There's enough to go around. The true spirit of success, if you look around the most successful people in life, they're not competing. They're not greedy. That's actually an illusion. There's actually a lot of very wealthy people that do so much philanthropic work and are using that power, that currency in the world. It's just an energy, really. They're using it to affect positive change, right? They're using it to give back. So we really got to get out of these mindsets around what it means to be abundant. And we need to get out of this mindset that only some can have and the rest do not. And we really need to change our whole way of viewing economics and the structure of business and all of that. And now I'm going off the rails, okay? Because this is the kind of energy that's coming in for me. It is an energy where I've really started to look at, how do we get beyond all this stuff, you know? How do we get beyond all the division? How do we come together? Seriously, how do we get free from these oppressive power structures that are inhibiting our freedom and robbing us of our quality of life? Like, how do we get out of this rat race and get to a place where we really can take it back to the roots and restore a natural balance in life again? So, I mean, I'm going to be bringing a lot of this work in. I'm going to use my business as the model for some ideas about how we can move forward. I got some kind of innovative economic ideas and some things I'm going to be sharing. And I'm actively building for the channel right now. I'm doing a lot of stuff to get certain things in place that I hope to have launched here by the end of the second week of November. Originally, I wanted it done by Halloween, but I realized that that's pushing it too fast, and I just really want this to be launched off the right foundation and for all parts of my vision to be really clear with it. So bear with me, okay? I'm going to show you. I'm not going to just pay my ideas lip service, all right? I'm going to put them into action, and then we'll see what inspires in you. You know, maybe it'll bring ideas forward in you, and maybe as a community, we can start like brainstorming and figuring out creative, innovative ways that we can start moving into this age of Aquarius and get on the same page and turn the tide and make sure that we all get to live the good life, right? I like the vision. And it's not ignoring that there's a lot of problems in the world. In fact, in order to get to this place, we have to hold space for what is broken. But the point is not to sit there and just stay in the brokenness, but to look at it and go, how can we practice some kintsugi? How can we use a little gold, you know, to bring these pieces back together in a new way that the brokenness can become something beautiful, right? That gold of the soul, right? There's some things that we have to learn. There's some energies we have to transmute. There's work we have to do in our personal lives, and that's what the readings are for, okay? So I bring the readings in to help support you in your own process of transformation and your own journey into power and getting clear on how you want to exercise that in the world. And that being said, I'm going to bring in some fun stuff too. I want to balance it out a little bit more. I just got really lit up recently, so please be patient with me. I got to flow with the inspiration as it comes through. And I don't want to do anything formulaic here. It's all wide open. It's a creative play space. I hope you enjoy the questing, and that's something I'm going to expand upon more. And I just want to say welcome. You know, if it's your first time here, come in with an open mind and an open heart and willingness to let people be free to be who they are. This is a space where you must be respectful, okay, to everybody who's present here. I don't really tolerate energy that's disrespectful in this space, because to me, it's just diverting from the focus that needs to be held here, which is how can we come together, all right? We don't do that by disrespecting each other. We do that by learning more about each other and opening up lines of communication, okay? So that's my one ground rule here. Everything's welcome. And it's okay to bring in touchy subjects, but if you're going to bring in a touchy subject, you have to be willing to listen to other people's viewpoints. You have to also understand that if you're bringing something in that feels like it's, you know, propaganda or feels like it supports the division, you're probably going to encounter some, you know, feedback that you might not like to receive. But that's also part of opening up these kinds of discussions, okay? I try to create a safe space around this, and I do really take charge of the space, so I don't tolerate any disrespect or anything that's about bringing in bullying energy or hateful energy or anything that supports the current algorithm. So we're here to hack the algorithm in a conscious way and do that by opening up the lines of communication, broadening our views, broadening our perspective, and at the same time making more room for each of us to be who we are and to recognize that maybe, you know, maybe there's something we've been missing by being so entrenched in our positions and not willing to see something through another's eyes. So I hope you enjoy the readings here, the intention here, and everything that comes in here, and that you'll bring your voice in. So that's really important to me. I want you to be empowered. I want you to discover your own keys. And yeah, I want to see you shine. So thank you to all of you who have been a support here. I'm really excited for this next chapter and everything it'll bring in. Appreciate all of you subscribers and all of you who interact and give a thumbs up, you know, take all those actions. It really does help. It helps so much. And those of you who have donated to the channel, oh my gosh, you don't know how much you've helped me, because, you know, I'm really in a building phase here, and it's really made a big difference for me. And it's been such an encouraging factor, and practically has really helped me just in getting certain things in place. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I value all of you so much. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll come along for the ride.